Who's this guy? Yeah! Here goes Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer. And what's his deal? What does he do? Good analysis. He actually trains dog owners to bring out the best in their dogs. And I love his work as a metaphor for what it takes to be a great manager, because he understands both canine nature and human nature. He's able to take a dog that the owners are having troubles with and turn that dog, or more like turn the owners into good owners, but turn that dog into a great dog. He unleashes the greatness of the dog because he understands dog nature. And so what we're going to talk about is how to be a people equivalent of that, how to use the research on human nature to have your company be more like what I see as the epitome of a company that understands human nature and knows how to bring out the best in people. It also comes from research in the world of human nature, and that's where Human Nature at Work comes into play. And what I found over the years is there's an unbelievable goldmine of information about how you can become a people whisperer. It typically doesn't goldmine of information about how you can become a people whisperer. It typically doesn't make its way into the business world because everybody's so busy. And so what I've tried to do over the years is take that research, translate it into practical strategies. So a busy, whether it's a team lead or a senior level leader, can apply to bring out the best in people. So that will play a major role in what we explore today. Whoops, okay. 3 metaphors for you to use. How many of you have read the book Made to Stick? Okay, those of you who haven't, you've got to read it. It's one of the best books if you want to be taken seriously. And it's a book that every senior, well, actually any leader should read, because it's about how to communicate in ways that stick in people's minds as well as inspire people. And one of the 6 principles that they talk about, the brothers Heath, as I call them, Chip and Dan Heath, one of the principles they talk about is ideas that are made to stick are concrete. So if you want to communicate to your leadership team about the importance of addressing the people side of work. I'm curious, you don't have to raise your hand, especially if your boss is in the room. How many of you ever worked in a place where they talked about soft skills as like this touchy-feely, warm, fuzzy stuff? And the point I try to make is, unless you're managing robots, you kind of need to know that stuff. Well, how can you communicate that? So one, we've got the people whisperer or employee whisperer metaphor. Also, we've got the green thumb metaphor that you can use. That if you know people who have a green thumb, they understand the nutritional nutrient requirements. They understand the growing conditions that each type of plant, whether we're talking about flowers or vegetables, each plant requires to flourish. And then, how many of you feel like you have a green thumb? How many of you have like a black thumb? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. It's not the horticultural society here, I say. That being a people whisperer, employee whisperer is like having a green thumb. You'll have a way more productive workforce. Now, for the more IT-oriented managers, it's like the true enterprise software. The so-called soft skills are the human software that make high performance possible. And one of the analogies that I use when I'm working with managers is, imagine if your head of IT said, you buy this brand new computer system, invest hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars on this brand new computer system, but your head of IT says, well, it would be too expensive to upgrade from Windows 3.0. Would you want that person, head of IT, in your company? But what does it say if leaders aren't willing to invest in the true enterprise software that brings out the best in people? because it was interesting. Actually, I just read this last night. I'll grab it. This great quote by Peter Drucker. If you don't know who Peter Drucker is, considered to be the preeminent, he's passed away now, management thought leader of all time. The only thing that differentiates one business from another in any given field is the quality of its management at all levels. End of story.